Hey guys, it's Ducky again. For who don't know me, I'm a Vietnamese visual artist based in Melbourne, Australia. This is my little space where I create art, share my journey, as well as keeping old story about traditions and cultures alive. You guys, to be honest, I just back from Vietnam. It was really nice holidays with my family. I got time with my parents, my siblings, and all of my friends. I think it is the right time to get back to work and finishing the maze. For who's new here, you guys can check the video on the link on top to get details about how I start making this work and what's the concept. I reckon in this video I just sit down and continue drawing and having a little chat with you guys about something that every artist deal with, no matter that you are senior or beginner. Can you guys have a guess? Yeah, it's art plot. So let's get into it. You know those times when you want to draw, but you just don't feel like drawing at all? Or you taking, a long break and suddenly it feels really hard to pick up the pens again. I think one thing I've realized about art plot is that it doesn't always mean that you guys stop drawing completely, but sometimes that I'm still drawing, but I'm drawing really slow. I keep second guessing everything, changing things, adding extra stuff, or maybe just sitting here and staring at the paper. And honestly, that can be even more frustrating than not drawing at all. This is something not only me, but most art artists experience, and this can happen for many different reasons. So based on one of the article by Mercy Gopana from 2024 called Art Clock and the Pressure of Perfectionism, in this article, it already shows how perfectionism can make art clock even worse. Sometimes that we put so much pressure on ourselves to make something good, and then all of a sudden we become afraid of making mistake. Eventually, we just don't want to draw at all. And simply sometimes it's coming from fear, lack of confidence, feel uninspired, and sometimes it just simply creatively drained. By saying that you never experience art blocked as an artist would be a lie. At least for me, I've been dealing with it throughout my years of working as an artist, almost every month in some way. Sometimes it's really obvious. I just don't feel like doing anything. All the time, I'm actually sitting down, drawing, but nothing feels right. So I keep redrawing the same poses all over again, and somehow I'm never satisfied with it. And after dealing with it for years, I found few things that actually help me get through it. There's not really rules, and they might not work for everyone, but there's a thing I personally come back to whenever I feel stuck. I hope it can help a little bit on your art journey. A very first thing that I would do immediately when I have an art clock issue, that I will create something for myself but keep it simple. As an artist, I always consistently dealing with client brief, guidelines, feedback, and always in the mode of trying to make sure that my work fit well with someone else's needs. So sometimes I just feel exhausted and I just need time for myself to draw things that I like. So my biggest advice here is, when you have an art block, you don't need to make something complicated or meaningful or even big. Just draw whatever you want. It could be an apple, it could be in random characters from a show you like, your pet, or even just a simple portrait or shapes. Here's the point. Try not to make a finished artwork. Just keeping your hand busy and letting your brain relax a little. And trust me, when you don't take it too seriously, it becomes much more easier to pick up a pen and start drawing again. And remember to lower your expectations. You're not trying to create your best work here. Just take it as practice and use it to keep your routine going. Sometimes the let you make your brain work, the easier it is to get back into normal. For me, as I remember, I was so frustrated because I didn't have any ideas. So, I would just draw Misery and Muichiro, my favorite characters from the show Demon Slayer. Or I would do a little bit of master study from an artist I really admire, JC Landecker. It doesn't have to become anything big or special, and honestly, the more you practice, the better your skill become. And even during a period of art block, you might not have a finished piece in the end, but trust me, you're still training your eye, your hand, and your ability to draw. The second thing I reckon will help you to get out of the art block situationship is exposing yourself to new things. For example, if you normally work with watercolor all the time, maybe try something new this time, like acrylic, ink, charcoal, or even digital painting if you can. You don't have to become good at it. Just take it as your opportunity to experience something different and break out of the same routine. For me, traveling back to Vietnam was a good example and a good way to healing from the inside. I wasn't really thinking about making art while I was there. I was just spending all my time with my family, going around, experiencing the culture, enjoying all the food, and taking all of the little things around me. And you know what? I came back with so many new images, memories, and ideas run through my head. To be honest, it doesn't have to be anything big like traveling somewhere like me. Maybe it worked for me but not gonna work for you. Just take it simple and find a best way that fit you. Like, you can just listening to a new type of music that you never really listen to. Go to concert, visit an exhibition that completely different from your usual style or medium, or even trying looking at an art form outside of your medium. I reckon it would be great when you try to make yourself access to as much as possible with new creative energy out of your knowledge. The third things I want to share is just trying to keep a sketchbook next to you anywhere you go. I think having a sketchbook is useful when you have an art block because you can just put random ideas, little sketches, thing you see, or even notes about something you want to draw later. Bring it with you when you go out with your friends, go to school, meet your family, or even just go for a coffee. Like, you never know when a random idea is going to pop in your head. You might see an interesting person, a funny pose, or a beautiful building, someone cool outfit, or even just a little moment that make you think, I want to draw that. And if you don't write down or sketch it quickly, you might completely forget about it later. I have an iPad with me almost all the time, so whenever I feel bored, waiting for something, or even feeling a bit of art block, I can just open Procreate and doodle something silly. I reckon this helps because it's keep me connected to drawing even when I'm not working on any serious project. When you completely stop drawing during art block, it can sometimes feel even harder to start again. It also gives you somewhere to store those random ideas that come into your head suddenly. You might not know what to do with an idea today, but who knows, a few weeks or months later, you might look back and all the little sketch and notes can turn into something big. The next things I would recommend when you guys have art block is try to get inspired by other artists. For me, I don't always have to draw when I don't feel like drawing. I can just spend more time observing art instead. Look at other artists in the same field as mine, try to explore their work, or I can study the master that I really, really love. And you don't have to copy their style as well. Instead, ask yourself, what is it about this work that I impressed? Maybe the way they compose a scene, the color they choose, the way they simplify a figure, or any particular visual element that keep appearance in their work. For example, I really enjoy JC Decker. Instead of just looking at his work and thinking, wow, this looks amazing, I just try to understand why it worked and how he can make such a beautiful art like that. And I get to know him more and more, and I know that Line Decker was so popular for his bold and highly recognizable style, with strong compositions, stylish figure, dramatic poses, and confident brush work. He usually used bright color and strong contrasts between light and shadow area. On top of that, his work had exaggerated proportion, expressive hand, and a very, very clear silhouette. Sometimes taking time to look at art can give you a little break. You never know when something you see might spark an idea that you want to bring into your own work. You're not just looking at the artwork and thinking, I like this or I don't like it, but you are analyzing it, finding the strengths and skill behind it, and thinking about what you can learn and apply to your own art. Maybe it's the composition, colors, poses, lighting, or character design. You can take those lessons and experiment with them in your future work. And finally, if nothing works, it's the right time for you to take a rest. If you try all things that I have mentioned before, but you're still stuck, I reckon it's probably time to stop and rest. Sometimes you can try everything, but your brain just needs a break. Go do something completely unrelated to art. Watch a movie, hang out with friends, go outside, play some games, or just do absolutely nothing for a while. You don't have to feel guilty about not drawing for a day, a few days, or even longer. You're not gonna lose your skill just because you're taking some time away. Your brain needs time to process everything that you've been doing, especially when you have been working on the same project for a long time. You don't always have to fire your up clock. Sometimes rest is part of the process too. Give yourself time, and when you feel ready, come back to your work with a fresh mind. And I reckon that's something I've learned after years of drawing. Resting doesn't mean that you're being lazy, and taking a break doesn't mean that you've stopped being an artist. Sometimes stepping away is exactly what you need to come back with more energy and clearer mind. Put the pen down, take a breath, go live your life, and come back when you're ready. It's been nice talking about this while working on the drawing, because honestly, I am still figuring out how to deal with art block myself. These are just things that helped me over the years, and I'm still learning what worked for me. The maze almost done, and it's a pretty big piece, so I know it's going to take time, but I think that also part of the process. Sometimes you just have to trust the work and keep going, even when you can't see the finished result yet. And honestly, after taking some time away to rest and coming back to it, I feel a lot more excited to continue. Stay tuned for the finished work in the end of this video. And that's pretty much it for today. I hope you guys enjoy hanging out with me and listening to me yapping about art block while I working on the work the maze. I hope some of the tips are useful, but if you're still struggling with art block, that's totally normal because I'm still struggling with it myself. Honestly, there are no magical solution that can work for every artist. Sometimes I just need to keep drawing, sometimes I just need to find new inspiration, and sometimes I just need to put the pen down and rest. If you enjoyed this video, let me know what you think in the comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And here is some of the close-up of the work, the maze. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.